So for 21 days, there were demonym speech 3 times, and special prayer at demonym's prayer room 1 time, and also there were special lecture about Cheongpyeong Providence and about leadership and several kinds of some really important contents. And 2020 vision discussion also were there 2nd time. So we could play soccer 2nd time. And Holy Land pilgrimage was there also. Pilgrimage means not only Cheongpyeong Training Center, centered on Cheonjeong Palace. There are several organizations, right? A school and Cheongha Center, Cheongha Youth Center, right? Also Silver Town, and such kinds of all organizations. We could visit that place, and just we could take shower 9 times for 21 days. That was really hard. So True Mother emphasized this time's training is really should be hard, not easy. So True Mother used one word. That word is Korean 빡세게. Do you know 빡세게?
Yes.
How to say it in English? 빡세게.
Yes.
It's hard, but not only just a simple hard, really, really hard. So mother used that word, so many times. These times, workshop should be really 빡세게. And for this time's workshop, so many people supported, basically through parents supported, and Yeonanim in Hyojin's family, also Young-Suk Yu, he was appointed as a new president for Family Federation in Korea, right? Also Cheongpyeong Training Center, Demonim, supported so many things. Headquarters and UPF, several kinds of our provincial organizations, they supported for this times our 21 days workshop. Also churches too. Cheongbokgung Church also, so many members, sent us many fruits and food and good stuff, for keeping our 21 days workshop. In this time, True Mother emphasized really important contents. That was, True Mother said, she decided this workshop, based on 2 fathers' will, exactly. Exactly. And then, also True Mother said, we should know true parents' heart through this time's workshop. And we should take faithful attitude of Joshua and Caleb. And we should be historical person memorized on God's providence. Also, we should supervise ourselves, mind and body unity, like True Father example. And we should inherit the spirit and tradition of True Father's Top Gun training. And True Mother emphasized through Top Gun, all members is one body and one mind. This is a really important point of True Mothers in this time. So this picture is an opening ceremony in Cheonjeong, attending in True Mother here. And True Mother gave us her message. And at that time, she wasn't appointed as a president Family Federation, but anyway, he was a leader for this time's workshop. So, yeah, this is, in this time, True Mother gave each one participants True Father's article left by True Father, like T-shirt and hat, such a kind of article left by to file. So each one person, pick a lottery, and according to the number, we received to fathers some really important stuff article. And I picked number 12. So this picture is what I received father's stuff. Yeah. Her mother said, 훈독해. So keep doing 훈독해 for 21 days. Somebody expected, there will be some special course and program because her mother certainly gave us these times workshop, but there was just 훈독해. 훈독해 from the beginning day. Yeah. So we started 훈독 from the starting day, 천성경, and we finished, 훈독 all content 천성경 one time from the beginning to the end. Yeah. This is my hairstyle was like this. Because of the reason, maybe our sister, couldn't recognize. Yeah. Every day from 5:30 in the morning, we started 훈독, and to 10 at night, just to keep 훈독, keep 훈독. We know Mr. Che, Reverend Che, Chamber of Felix. She is an assistant of Mrs. Zhang, Wonju Zhang, for True Mother. From second week, True Mother sent her for us, and instead of True Mother, she was delivering True Mother's message. Each one day, you have to do, you should be like this. Such a kind of message was delivered by Wonju Chang. I got cold there. Actually, the weather was not cold, but Chongpyeong's environment. So many people gathered there and at the same place, and Chanyang, clapping and singing a holy song. I got cold there. Our Reverend Kim, Cheongbokgung Church, and Reverend La. Can you imagine to read whole 천성경 for 21 days? It was really hard. Because of the reason, finally we picked some participants who can read really fast. So among that, such a kind of people, our Reverend La, he was the fastest, fastest pastor. But we couldn't, follow just by eye. Such like that, really fast. It was really fast. And then Demonim gave us her message for explaining about the spiritual world in our faith. This is for 2 days workshop. So every weekend we participate in also 2 days workshop together, work together. At that time I met Mrs. Pan, also another Korean members too there. Also we could make some deep conversation with Demonim, each one group, like this. So after that conversation with teacher. This is Divine Principle lecture. Also, we finished all Divine Principle lecture from introduction and to the second advance. Still, I have. This is a lecture for life course of true parents. So, this is Chanyang time. Do you know Chanyang, right? Yeah. Clapping, singing holy song. And finally, every day we maybe inside this PPT program. Do you know blessing tree? Yeah, there. Every day, minimum one time or somebody third times a day, we visit that place and pray and play. Looking back on opposite side, on that place, we can see Cheonjeon Palace like this. So after climbing that place, we bowed for Cheonjeon Palace, and then looking at the lake, we prayed. Do you know Reverend Oak? Right? Yeah, before in Chungkok Church. He was appointed as a new president, Family Federation, and he was appointed as a Chungnam province director, church director. And after praying on the top of Holy Land, we had some discussion like this. Especially every Anshu day, we visited that place, blessing tree, 4:50 in the morning. So we had a special praying gathering there. This is discussion time. We had a second times discussion. Group discussion about Vision 2020 and our community's future, how to lead, how to make our way. This is something. And then October 10th, before leaving for Japan, True Mother called us suddenly, unexpected, to Cheonjeon Palace, and True Mother made a luncheon meeting. Not only Top Gun training members, but another church, all leaders in Korea, like this. And then after eating lunch, True Mother appointed Reverend Yu as a new president for Family Federation. He was appointed as a vice president. And then we visited all organizations in that area, including school and training center and hospital and water purifying system too. This is a graduate seminary. This place is, this place? Just before entering training center, there is this building. I didn't know, before, what kind of building is there? But I was explaining, this building is purifying all water from our building at that area. But this system is just a unique system in Korea as an advanced system technique to purify water. So with that purified water, they raise this kind of vegetable by themselves, and also they could, drink after purifying. This is Changshim International Hospital, and director explaining about that hospital. Especially, this place is Two Father hospital room, just before passing one away. Yeah. So we could see that area. And do you know this? Can you see this left side bed? Two Father just passed away, just on this left side of this bed. Yeah. This bed. This is Changshim Peace World Center. Every day, by closing one day schedule, we had some reviews, some comment, and each one person's some reflection of this workshop. And then finally, every day, we had a Junction 1 praying time. Junction 1 is a really special place to pray. Daimonim emphasized this place so many times. Also, for 21 days, several times True Mother gave us her heart, really deep and loving heart. This Americano and cupcake was sent by True Mother, for each one person. Yeah. So we could take picture. Thank you, True Mother. Send it to True Mother. And this also, chestnut also was sent by True Mother. Boiled. And this rice cake. So True Mother also sent us rice cake. Please don't sleep for Humdok time. Keep doing Humdok well by eating this rice cake. Okay. This video. After receiving this rice cake. Yeah, this is what I received. So I took a picture. And volunteering delivering water every day. Yananim too also sent us some donuts. After appointed as a president, we celebrated, like this. Some members, some church member, our Cheongbokgung church member visited, for Cheongbokgung pastors. So some members Cheongbokgung church and our director for Sunday school. We gathered some money, at that time for giving True Mother's gift. Yeah. Actually, we received so much love, right? So we decided, let's give our heart also for True Mother, especially before leaving for Japan. Maybe True Mother needed some, good, clothes, and then I don't know. This is really expensive. And then we could take picture for a closing ceremony here, like this in Cheonjeong-gun. And then final day, Daimonim gave us her message. Also, do you know this paper? Yeah, to write down all wishes, especially. But this paper is really expensive, right? Almost $100 each one paper. And Daimonim gave us 10 papers for each one leaders. So, but Demonim emphasized, please write down your own families with just one paper. And another 9 paper, you should write down for your members. Yeah. So I wrote each one person's case and wishes by thinking all of your case, your situation. I always wrote and gave there. After finishing 21 days workshop after day, I visited Cheongpyeong one more time with my family to show that some environment for my children like this. Yeah. It's 30 minutes to pass. Always we are fighting with time, right? Always, every time, everywhere. You know, before participating in this time's workshop, I had my own personal worry about my faith as a pastor. Also, our community's future. What kinds of future we should make for the future? Yeah. Because of the reason, when I received this time's workshop, some information, I was really thankful for God and parents, because I sincerely wanted to pray deeply for such a kinds of points. Yeah. And then on opening ceremony, True Mother gave us some one question: which one person do you really respect from Bible? And then we answered, Moses, Paul, and Peter. And True Mother said about Joshua and Caleb. Do you know Joshua and Caleb, right? Especially, True Mother explained about Caleb. Caleb was elder than Joshua, but centered on God's providence, he could respect Joshua, and he could be one with Joshua for God's providence. True Mother emphasized about this point, really so strong. And then True Mother said, she cannot feel such a kind of some atmosphere in this time in our community, especially from spiritual leaders, to praise others, to raise some other leaders more than me, right? Why? And then True Mother said, please, you guys can be really Joshua and especially like Caleb. And then True Mother said about our faith. How about your faith? From one day, we don't know. That moment was especially exactly from when. But from one day, our faith could be changing from the original mind, some attitude, original standard. Then True Mother said, all of us should come back to that kinds of original our mind and standard. Exactly centered on God and powers. So True Mother said, I really wanted to recreate all of you with just word, God's word. And for 21 days, please keep doing Hondoke. And then for 21 days, by praying, by keeping Hondoke, and by participating in Chanyang, I I made questions by myself. Exactly, do you know God into parent? Actually, I'm 40 years old. And I had experience as a church pastor for 13 years. And then, just before participating in this times workshop, I could feel, I know God. I know our word. I know divine principle. I know true parents. I know. But, for 21 days in this time, I answered by myself. I made the questions by myself. Do you really know? Do you really feel God's heart? And certainly, I wanted to throw away all of my experience about my faith, my knowledge about our church. I felt all of such kinds of standard and contents was really nothing in front of God. And I really wanted to know exactly God and true parents from the beginning. As a beginner. And I asked God, Father, please guide me to know you exactly and to feel your heart. I wanna feel your heart. I want your face exactly. Where are you? And then suddenly, I could see one phantom by clapping and singing holy song. I was crossing really in the wood, taking away all big beliefs. And I could feel suddenly there should be God's aspect. But finally, I felt I was standing on the end of a cliff, and there was a really big lake. There was God. And then there was one message spiritually. Do you really think it's really possible to feel God's heart, to a parent's heart? Do you think it's really easy? It's not easy. And I felt, I can feel God's heart, to a parent's heart, not only just praying, not only reading messages on the desk, also to experience, to practice true love in reality for our brothers and sisters, for our community, for my neighbors. Anyway, there was a really strong message from God. It's not easy to feel and to see God's face, God's heart. You should try more and more. Anyway, I felt there was nothing what I thought. I know God, I know God's word, I know God's heart. All of such kinds of standard was really nothing before. And to Mother, I remember to Mother message, do you really know God into parents? To Mother gave us such a kind of question on baby. And Mother said, if you know really God into parents, your life shouldn't be like that. Let's see Father's kids. After receiving Jesus and God's message spiritually, Father, definitely he could change his life. Why? He could feel God's heart. He could see God's face shedding tears. And maybe if we can say, we know, we saw already God's face, and we know now God's heart, maybe our life should be changed. Mother said, if you know really God and God's heart, your heart should be shaken. Your life should be shaken. And Mother said, how much gratitude for God and parents do you have? For your life? For your family? Mother said, we sincerely need to gratitude. And also, as a church leader, I can say, as a church leader, there are so many things to think about. Some one point inside our community, like a political, like a calculated. Yeah. But in this time, we need really pure our standard, our gratitude, our faithful and spiritual standard exactly in front of God and to power. And there was just a window program for 21 days. I didn't know. After finishing 21 days workshop, when I came here, so many people asked us, what kinds of program were there? Especially. Maybe some members guessed, really special program should be there. But just a window. But that was really important. That means, we need such a kind of standard. Mothers worrying about each one person's members' faith in our life. And she's looking at our life, each one person. Can you imagine? Mother really knows. She knows. Each one church's situation, each one person's case. In this time, I felt that. And what does Mother want, really? For all of us, each one person. To make a really great test for literacy activity? How do you think about that? Mother wants us to give some big money as a donation, offering? No. Mother wants us to be one with God and parents' heart. Mother wants us to have our original faithful standard, to say exactly just as God and to parents want, to listen just as exactly God and to parents want, to make all behavior exactly just as God and to parents want, and to make all decisions, to make our whole life exactly just as God and parents want. So, brothers and sisters, whatever you do in your life, even eating and sleeping at night, we need such kind of standard. Right now, in this time, exactly what do God want? What does God want? What does true father and what does true mother want in this moment for my life? Based on that kinds of concept, we need to make our life. We need that kinds of standard, brothers and sisters. Do you have experience by praying and kundoke to be shaken suddenly before? Some of you has some experience like that? Yeah. That moment is exactly united with God in two parents. We should keep that moment, not just 1 second, 2 seconds. We need to keep that moment for 24 hours a day, for 365 days a year, right? So let's look at our standard, our life exactly. How much can I be one with God in two parents? So I hope all of us, we can be one exactly. We can be united with God in two parents. Thank you. Let's pray.